Good morning, afternoon, evening. This is Stan, aka Neo, aka Head Geek, or whatever you want to call me. Again, this is my next update on my arcade machine, and what you're looking right now is at the beautiful controller board. And as you can see here, that's all nice and smooth, like I had said before. And again, I went ahead and I did duplicate the buttons on this side, the fire button here and the fire button here, and then of course you get the action 2 and action 2, and then we've got the three other buttons, and then the one player and two player. So, and then the one thing I got to give is a big shout out to my wife, because again, I cut the plexiglass and did the holes and everything, but I went to her and I was kind of panicked as to what the heck I'm doing. I wasn't too sure how to paint or do all this, but I just gave it to her, and right away she took it upstairs at the beginning of the weekend, and then today she finally gave it to me, and it looks beautiful. It looks totally awesome. Now, again, this is just the board, and I'll have this mounted and basically have a little bit more done the next time I do a video. And again, if you take a look at the button placement, we go down closer here. Again, we get the action 1, action 2 with the fire. Of course, action 1, action 2, fire. And we got the joystick. And as you can see, the joystick looks really good. I mean, it's nice and smooth around here. And again, I complained about the screws for the other people at controller, and you'd bang your knuckles. Here, you won't bang it. It'll be totally comfortable as you use it. Again, we get the one player and the two player buttons. And then coin drop, okay, and exit. And I mean, that works perfectly as through it goes. So again, let me go through the games here. Right now I've got, it looks like Galaxian up. So let's hit the exit button here. And okay, to exit there. So let's go to the very top and start with the first game. And we got Burger Time. And then Centipede. Again, I'm not too sure about Centipede. Donkey King, sorry. That's that clone copy for Donkey Kong. Dig Dug. Donkey Kong, Frogger, Glaga 88, and Glaga. And one thing is, I thought these were the same games, but I completely forgot that Glaga 88 was the new upgraded version of Glaga. Let's go into that and check that out. So if we go down here, we click OK. And OK again. And as it starts up, you'll see that it's working perfectly. And the one thing that I hadn't told you before is that I got this, again, I got some sound installed, so you'll hear the sound effects going off. Let me see if I can turn that up a little bit. Oh, there we go. So let's insert some coins. There we go. Let's play one player, and I'll try playing this one-handed. Oh, you can actually choose the 2 or the 2 ship. Let's try the 2 ship here. Here we go. This is, again, Galaga 88. This is the newer version. And I remember playing this a lot. I didn't play it as much as I did the original Galaga that was in the earlier 80s. And as you can tell, I pretty much suck playing one-handed, so let's get out of there. So if we take a look here, and of course you know go ahead and press the OK button, OK again, and OK again, and you know the original Galaga. So take a look here, and it does the usual ROM screen, and I had mentioned this before, that the ROM thinks it's starting the game up the first time and running all the tests. So let's drop a coin here and go ahead and select one player. And this might bring back some memories. I mean, for all the old timers out there who had played these games in arcade, wasted many quarters like I probably did. And if I was playing two-hand, I'd definitely do a lot better with these guys. So let's not bore you with my bad playing. So we'll escape and then OK to get out of there. So moving on, there's Galaxian. We got Moonlander. We got Mappy. And again, I was able to find a copy of Mappy that was outside that 3-game combination. Mooncresta, Ms. Pac-Man, Phoenix. It's a couple of games that people had suggested, and I appreciate that. We got the original Pac-Man, Q*bert, Scramble, Space Invaders, and Super Pac-Man. Tron, again, I probably won't include that, but I leave it on here to play around with it. And there's Xevious by Namco, so that's pretty cool. Let's take a look at Xevious. Here, hit OK here, and we'll hit OK again. We'll see how that one works. Again, there's the usual And the reason why they did this on the old machines is to basically test all the colors and the memory and everything to make sure the game was going. So let's drop a coin in there. There we go. And there's Xevious. And as you can see, Xevious uses the secondary button again to drop the bombs, or the original button to do it. I know, and I'm shooting at nothing. There, let's see if I can hit this. I suck. Let's get out of there. I was trying to drop a bomb and I got shot. Didn't even paying attention, so it's pretty good. So this is, like, to show you the board, this is the final board. And again, the one thing I have to rave about my wife, because basically all these letters, like they're Action 1, Action 2, Fire, Action 1, Action 2, Fire, along with the coin drop, the OK and the exit, and the players, she painted these all backwards on the back side of the glass, so I'd have the shiny glossy part of the glass showing up. And then she picked a perfect white color that basically talks arcade, which I really, 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 really loved. I mean, it's amazing because when again, as I mentioned earlier, I went to her and I was panicking, and she just said okay at the beginning of the weekend, and then by the this morning she handed me the board back, and it just looks beautiful. And then I put everything all together, which goes. So I'm going to show you the bottom of the board and how I get the wiring set up. We take a look here, and again, this is the final thing for the wiring. And as you take a look here, I have all of these labeled here. Let me flip this over here like this, so you can see how I have these labeled. Again, this is 0001, and basically you got 12 connections starting from 00 to 11, and it's a binary thing. So I get 00, 01, 02, 03, 04, and they all match up 5 and 6, and I made sure I matched them up on the board. And then we got 10 and 11. And the reason why I had it set up like this is so that this board could sit in the center without any of the wires being tight. Again, I have this thing nailed down with a wire thing. And then, of course, you see the bottom of the joystick and how it's mounted from the back side. We've got the 4 screw holes that we had. And like I said, it just went perfectly. One thing I must mention about the board is if you take a look on the side here, right here, you'll see I got these up on stems. And what I've seen a lot of guys do is they basically glue this board to the board without thinking about it. The problem is on the back side of this board there's a chip. And if you glue it to the board, basically you could overheat the chip and everything. So I have it raised up a bit so that it'll allow it to cool. The chip doesn't get very hot because it doesn't do much, but you don't want to burn out the chips. I mean, then you have to basically replace the entire board again. So you got to be very careful and cautious about that. And like, let me flip this back over this way. There we go. So, and the one thing I want to mention is that, like, I drilled all these holes and everything, and I had to do it really slowly. Let me bring out the first board that I drilled. And as you can see with the board, like if I hold it up to the light, you see it's cracked and it's beat up. And everywhere I drilled, for some reason, it always cracked. So basically, I devised a method to drill and cut the plexiglass so that we don't have the cracks. And it basically, the key around that is you have to be patient. You have to drill these slowly. You have to drill these gently. Basically, it took me about 5 minutes to cut out each of the holes. I had to do it in 3 steps. And if you want to know more, just fire me a message and I'll be happy to let you know that. And like I know I had told you earlier that I wouldn't message you this week, that I wouldn't have a video, but I mean, plans change, and the one thing again, I gotta shout out to my wife. I gotta say thank you, honey. Look how beautiful this board works and looks. It just, I mean, it's fantastic. I mean, this is gonna get mounted at a 20-degree angle again in the board. And basically, you'll see the build the next time that I have it, and it'll be in a couple of weeks, is that it'll be mounted sideways at a 20-degree angle, and it'll have the entire enclosure for this. And then hopefully I'll as well have the motherboard mounted, and I'm not sure if I'm going with this screen or if I'm going to get a new screen. The screen looks pretty good, but I might get a new screen just just to make things look a lot better. So again, the motherboard should be mounted and everything should be a little more together. If not, for sure, this part of the board should be ready. And the one thing I wanted to do about the whole thing is I wanted to make the controls true to the arcade feel. Again, the distances I had from the joystick and the fire button, is like I checked all the machines and they pretty much had a standard, and this is the distance between it. And then the secondary fire button, they had a standard for that, and the first time I did is I put it way over here, and I was too far, so I brought them closer. And I was surprised because I brought them closer so I could fit the other buttons, but when I checked the other arcade machines, I was pretty much bang on. Again, with the 1 and 2 players, sometimes they have them here or they have them over here, but I felt they were a little more common here. And then these are the non-standard buttons, again, the coin drop and OK and exit, so that way you can navigate each of the machines and stuff. And the one thing I love about this board is that you can play it left-handed or right-handed. So if you can go like this with the left hand and then again with your right hand shoot here, or we can go ahead and stick this hand down and then use your right hand to fire the control button. So this actually turned out really good. I was glad that I went ahead and changed it and added the extra buttons, and that was the reason why I made the test board in the first place, to see how it worked. And I played it for a bit to make sure it works well. And the one thing about it too is, like, I may have done all the electronic parts and did all the programming, but my wife made this look classy. I mean, she turned my project into something that just looks so classy, and it looks really good. Again, I can't stop raving about her because, again, look how shiny and smooth this is compared to the other builds I've seen out there, and it has a true arcade-ish feel to it that I love. So again, you can fire me and let me know your comments and what you think. And as well too, I should have an update for you in about 2 weeks. Again, I should have the edges put on. If you have any questions or suggestions or any other type of games that you want me to add or that you think that I should add, I'll investigate them and see if they can be added. So I'm going to go ahead and throw my usual game on to inspire me. Let's go into Pac-Man. Where's Pac-Man? Hey, Miss Pac-Man. Right here. There's Pac-Man. So let's slap the old OK button. Boink. And again, we get the OK again. And then we got the usual scrambling as it tests the ROM, thinking it's starting up. And there we go. And there's the old Pac-Man. And again, I love this old Pac-Man. Again, thanks for watching. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. I mean, it is really cool and everything, especially when you have the sound going and everything. It works good. I love it. So again, if you want to know anything that I've done, I'm not going to give you the whole house away and basically tell you how everything works, but I'll give you some clues and hints and stuff like this, and how, if you want to go ahead and make your own build. And as well too, I'll let you know how it worked. It worked well for the sound, and I know I can't stop bragging about my wife, but totally classy. I hope you find somebody that can do as classy job as I did. So you guys take care. God bless. And again, thank you very much for watching. And I'll talk to you in a couple weeks, and we'll see how far I've gone and completed there. So you take care. God bless, and have a great day.